What's up, my peeps and peepettes? Welcome back to the Dude Nurse Show. And today we are going to talk about something that I know everybody out there likes to talk about, and that's saving money. Green, dinero, cashish, whatever the heck you want to call it. We're going to talk about saving some of that, how we can save some money on our prescriptions. At some point in our life, I'm sure everybody has taken a prescription for something, an antibiotic, something short term. Some people have to take medications on a daily basis, maybe what we call maintenance medications. Maybe you're diabetic, maybe you have hypertension, maybe you have both. So, if there's a way that you can spend a little less money on your prescriptions that you're going to have to take, why wouldn't you take advantage of it? If you can spend $8 for something that you normally spend $10 for, that's a savings of 20%. That kind of stuff adds up. So let's jump right in and start talking about saving some money. So one of the first things that I recommend to my patients, when you're going to the doctor and he or she wants to put you on a new medication, oftentimes, they may be starting you on a new medication that's literally new, not just new to you, but new to everybody. Maybe it just came on the market, just got FDA approval, and it's the latest and greatest thing to control blood pressure because, it has less side effects and yada, 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 yada. So you have insurance, okay? For this example, you're going to have insurance, okay? And even with your insurance, this medication may cost you $400 a month. Well, if it's going to help your health, help you live better, live longer, not necessarily live longer, but live a better, increase the quality of your life is what I'm trying to say. In my opinion, that's priceless. But hey, it's your money, right? And we're talking about saving money today. So we don't know yet if you can even tolerate that medication, right? You've never taken it before. You may go and lay out, $400 at the pharmacy. You may take one pill and it just tears your stomach up, or maybe you have an allergic reaction to it, or you just don't like it. Whatever the case may be, you just spent $400 for no reason. Okay. So tip number one, what you can do is ask your doctor for some samples, especially if, as I said, if it's a brand new medication. If it's a medication that's been around for a long time and there's a generic equivalent on the market, they're not going to have samples for that. But for these new medications, they will have samples. A few years ago, I was taking metoprolol for not so much for high blood pressure, but my heart rate would sometimes get a little crazy. It was more kind of my stress response. But anyway, I was taking metoprolol for some time, and a new medication came out that was supposed to be more beta 1 specific, meaning that it acted more on the heart, as metoprolol is a beta blocker, as well as this newer medication called Bistolic. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, I'll try it. So I had already been taking the same class of medication, but I asked my doctor, I said, hey, give me some samples. And they were able to give me, I think I was able to squirrel out about a month's worth from them. I've, got a pretty good relationship with my doctor, but at the very least, you should be able to get, 10 days to 2 weeks. And if you put on that sad face, maybe you can get a month's worth. But getting some samples is a great way to save money and also determine if this medication is going to be a good fit for you, if you can tolerate it, as I mentioned before, not having various reactions to it. So ask for samples. Okay. Tip number 2, there's a website, and there's quite a few of them. I'm not familiar with all of them, but one of my favorite ones is called goodrx.com. GOOD, R as in Romeo, X as in X-ray.com. And this website is phenomenal. You can save a ton of money on your medications. Basically what you do is, let's say you take I don't know. We'll stick with the metoprolol. Okay, so let's say you take metoprolol 25 milligrams once a day. Let's make it twice a day. So for a month's supply, that would be 60 pills. So what you do is you go to the website, goodrx.com, type in metoprolol, type in the dose, and how often you take it. And once you hit enter or search, it will pull up like Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid, whatever local pharmacies are, Walgreens in your particular area, and it will tell you the price of that medication. I believe it also gives a cash price, so it works out really well even if you don't have insurance. Okay, so goodrx.com. I can't tell you how much money I've saved over the years with using this website. And sometimes it'll tell you, oh, you need a coupon, or it'll say no coupon needed. And when it says coupon, basically what it is it gives like an RX number, a bin number, group number, that kind of stuff. It's almost like your insurance card, but it's not. It's just something that the website does, and you can take it to wherever you choose to get it filled, and that will be the price that you pay for it. So that is a phenomenal way to save money. Like I said, there's other websites out there, but that one is definitely one of my favorite. I've used it personally, and I've had excellent results with it. I've never tracked how much money I've saved, but I can tell you it's been significant. So goodrx.com, check that out. Another tip that you can do is who the manufacturer of your medication. Find out who it is. Find out who makes it. There's a ton of pharmaceutical companies out there. There's Novartis. There's Eli Lilly, Merck, AstraZeneca. The list goes on and on and on and on. If you ever watch the TV commercials, and that AstraZeneca pops into my head, and I can't think of the medication that it is, but it's saying, it says something like in the commercial, if you cannot afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help. And so basically what you can do is go to the manufacturer's website, in this case, AstraZeneca.com or EliLilly.com or whatever. And sometimes the manufacturer gives discount cards for a particular medication. Sometimes there's stipulations. Sometimes, you can't have health insurance coverage, or sometimes you have to have health insurance coverage, whatever the case may be. But there's a way to download a coupon or whatever and save money. Again, going back to my own example with the Bistolic, I found on the website, and off the top of my head, I want to say it's Novartis that makes it, but don't quote me. But I went to the manufacturer's website and I found a 90-day supply for I want to say it was like $30. I mean, it was super cheap. So that is a phenomenal option for you to go to their website and save money. They even have some other programs if you're indigent and just kind of have trouble paying for your prescriptions in general. There's some options there as well. Going into the next tip, I talked about getting that 90-day supply. A lot of the times, especially if you're on a maintenance medication, talk to your doctor about writing you a 90-day supply. Now, here's where I would be careful with that. If it's a brand new medication, okay, I wouldn't just go and pay for a 90-day supply right off the bat. That's where I would try to get those samples. Once you realize, or once you determine that, hey, I can tolerate this medication, it's working, I'm not having, intolerable side effects, then you can ask your doctor to write you a script for 90-day supply. It's almost always cheaper to get a 90-day supply versus a 30-day supply, okay? Even if you don't use mail order, or a 90-day supply from Walgreens or CVS is going to be cheaper than a 30-day supply. You just get a better discount on it from getting them for the 30-day supply. And as I said, if it's a maintenance medication for your diabetes or your high blood pressure, you're not likely to stop taking those anytime soon, unless you start making some major lifestyle changes. And then in some cases, what we'll do is just lower the dose down to a very, very low dose just to kind of help maintain your health. So 90-day supply is an awesome option for that as well. Speaking of buying in bulk, places like Costco and Sam's, other some of these warehouse type places, warehouse retailers, you can sometimes get better pricing there on your medications, and they take some of the same coupons that everyone else takes. So if you find a discount card, they're going to likely accept it as well. I can't speak with 100% veracity on that, but I mean they are a pharmacy, or they have pharmacies, so they're not gonna not take certain coupons. Now, other coupons and stuff for 10 cents off a can of tuna, they're probably not going to take that, because you'd have to buy 300 or 400 pounds of tuna, because they sell everything in bulk. But we're not talking about saving money on tuna, we're talking about saving money on prescriptions. So I digress. The last tip that I will give as a way to save money is, if your physician is writing you a prescription for a new medication, you've gone the sample route, and you've decided, hey, this will work for me. I'm ready to throw down the $400 or $500 or whatever it is for this medication. You can talk to your doctor about, hey, is there a cheaper option? He or she honestly may not know, but your pharmacist will know. Okay, so you can ask them, hey, is this next generation beta blocker, like going back to my example of the Bistolic versus the metoprolol, is this really worth this extra, $300 or $400 or $500? And they can give you some really, really good insight on that, because as I've mentioned in my other shows, the pharmacist, you really need to think of them as a part of your healthcare team, because they are full of wonderful information, particularly when it comes to the medications. That's what they do. That's what they spent 8 years in college to learn about, was the medications. They are the foremost authority when it comes to prescription medications. Not only can they tell you, hey, I think this will give you a little more bang for your buck, it is more beta 1 specific, or hey, whatever the case may be. What they can also do is tell you about specific discount cards that may apply only to CVS. If you get all your meds filled at CVS, they may have, I think Caremark is CVS's prescription dealie, and they can say, hey, here's a prescription savings card in general for this. You can ask him or her, hey, are there any other ways out there that I can save money on this? And again, asking them, do you really think me buying this Bistolic is really worth it over the metoprolol? And they can really, like I said, kind of delve into some of the pros and cons, and really help you decide if spending that money is going to, or spending that extra couple $100 is going to be a wise investment or not. At the end of the day, remember, it's your health, it's your money. You need to be involved. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I would like a cheaper option. I would also say too, hey, ask if there's a generic available. But I think most people nowadays pretty well know that. And I think it's almost become standard practice for physicians to write, may substitute if a generic is available. So that's almost kind of gone by the wayside. In some cases it may still be applicable, but by and large, I think people are aware that there are generics out there. But some of the other tips that I've described, I don't think other people or everyone is as up to speed on that as they could be, and hence the purpose for today's show. So, like I said, do not be afraid to ask questions. It's your budget, it's your money. Who cares if you're a multimillionaire? I mean, some of the richest people that I know, they are frugal. I mean, look at Warren Buffett. He's pretty frugal. There's a reason that they got rich, and there's a reason that they stay rich is because they manage their money, and they count their pennies. So again, I can't stress enough, don't be afraid to ask questions and try to find cheaper options. I hope today's show has been helpful. Thank you guys so much for listening. Until next time, the Dude Nurse saying, live well, be well.